here we go, my babies. You have reached the end of the examples for Unit 4. Are you excited? Woo woo! Okay, so example 15, making your bed. A study found that on a given day, 0.72% of women and 0.4, why am I saying point? What is wrong with me? There's not a point there. 72% of women and 46% of men made their beds. In the U.S., women comprised 52% of all adults. Find the following. All right, just like on example 14 where we had percentages within percentages, those are conditionals, because if you're a female, there's a 72% chance you're going to make your bed, that kind of idea there. So if I have percentages nested within percentages, then I'm going to create a tree. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with women and men. Oops. Well, I'm told 52% of adults are women. That would mean 48% of men. 48% of adults are men. It's getting late. I've made too many videos tonight. All right, so of those women, the ones who make their bed, that would be 0.72, and that would mean that 0.28 do not. Of the men who make their bed, that's 0.46, which means those who do not would be 0.54. Okay, so I'm going to finish out my tree by multiplying out. So the probability you're a woman and you make your bed, 0.52 times 0.72, is going to give me 0.3744. And 0.52 times 0.28, the probability you're a woman and you don't make your bed. And then the probability you're a man and you make your bed, 0.2208, that would be 0.48 times 46. And then 0.48 times 0.54 would be this right here. Now I'm just going to check myself and make sure that these add to 1, because they should. They do. Okay, so this, oops, dang it. This, and this add to 1. That's perfect. That means I did something right. Score. All right, so part A, the percentage of all adults who are men and make their beds. So how do we find an intersection in a table, or I'm sorry, in a tree? So I've got the probability being a man and making their bed. Well, if you'll notice the language I used when I multiplied these, men and make, so 0.48 times 0.46 equals 0.2208. That is my answer. And then part B, the percentage of all adults who are women and made their beds. So women and made their beds. Well, women and make their beds, that's 0.52 times 0.72. And that, of course, equals 3744. We already found that because we finished out our tree. Part C, the percentage of all adults who make their bed. Okay, so now I'm looking at the percentage of all adults who make their beds. That means the probability they're a male and make their bed, and the probability they're a female and make their bed. So you can think of it in one of two ways. You can think of it this way. See, a woman and makes their bed, men and makes their bed. Those two values right there, the values we just found in part A and B, get added together. Magical. Pretty spiffy. All right, part D, if a person has made their bed, what is the probability that the person is a woman? So remember, the probability the person is a woman if they made their bed. All right, babies, this is going to be a fraction, I know, because this is conditional probability. I'm now only considering the people who make their bed. So here's what you have to consider. You have to consider all of the people who make their beds. Well, who are all the people who make their beds? Well, I've got women who make their beds, and I've got men who make their beds. So the answer I found in part C goes in my denominator, because the person made their bed. Now I want the probability that of those people, which ones are male, or sorry, women. So if you'll notice, women right here, that's a part of this value. That goes in the numerator. Remember, I told you that when you're finding a conditional probability from a tree, the number in the numerator would come from the denominator. So it took this value and this value added together to create my denominator, and you'll notice that now this value is in the numerator. It makes sense when you think about it, because conditional probability means a part of something out of another part. So hopefully that makes perfect sense to you. And of course, leaving these decimals and fractions, not good math practice. So I am going to find my decimal answer here. So I've got 0.3744 divided by 0.5952, and that gives me 0.6290. Awesome. Hopefully you're in love with trees. They're the best things ever. Enjoy.